Remember the days when a Nokia was a cell phone and a Makita was one of these? This was my first cordless drill, and I think I bought it around 1999, and it no longer makes sense to try to get new batteries for this thing. So I thought I'd take this toy reciprocating saw and try to adapt it so that I can use the battery on here. I think to get the case open, I have to get this part off, and to get that part off, I have to take the chuck off. So I'm kind of screwed here, I think. It only goes so far, but maybe that's as far as I need to go. On the negative side now, and that's on plus now. Let's see, there's positive, and here's negative. So this is 12 volts, but this is a 9.6 volt drill, so I'm not sure if this will work. Well, seems to be surviving. Louder than I remember. There's a little clip in here. That was holding it. Well, the electricals for the saw were extremely simple. Just a little push button switch, and that turns the motor. Not very much to it. So now my thinking is this part here is a little bit bigger than this, so maybe I can fit this inside of this part here. It's a little bit too fat on the front. If I cut away a whole bunch of this handle from here to about here, that would fit inside. Oops, shit. I just broke off part of that here. I'll take this off with pliers. I guess I should have done that in the first place. This part here is not very strong. Let's see, and now I need to cut out a little bit more to fit around where the screw goes in there. I need to cut like this. What keeps happening is as the blade snags onto here, it bends that part out a little bit, and then it really snags on the blade. So I'm just breaking it out with a screwdriver here. And now the way I've got this in there, I actually need to cut this part back a little bit further to get into this part. Then I need to cut down to here. I've been tweaking this back and forth, but now it more or less fits. Except I've got this edge here, which is less than ideal, so I think I need to sand this so it's more comfortable to touch. I guess a knife works much better on the rubber. That goes in here. I need a little bit more something or other to screw this onto, so I made this piece of wood which fits where the battery used to be, and maybe then I can screw these pieces onto that. I was starting to think I would never get to this point, but I think it actually fits. I had to round this a bit to make room for the wires because they're a bit too short. And I had to whittle it on here, and I had to whittle this for the wires. This is for a little tab inside. This is for the screw that goes on the back, and here goes in here. This part goes on here, and this in here. And now this on here, and it actually closes the gaps. So I've got the piece of wood screwed onto the Makita here and onto the Ryobi bit here on both sides. And the battery snaps in. And it still works. It can't be stood on its battery. That's going to be annoying. And here's the guts from the toy reciprocating saw, which are actually kind of interesting. So there's a planetary gear reduction on the output of the motor with 5 planetary gears. Whoops. And then that connects to the right angle transmission for this crank here. I think these parts might be useful for something or other. I'll keep them in my junk bin. So I'll call this my Ryokita franken-drill. It doesn't run as smooth as I remember. I think cordless drills have come a long way in the last 20 years or so.